Kevin Hollingshead has always been involved with the Charleston community. Now he wants to bring his community service experience to 75 Calhoun Street to serve District 4 on the Charleston County School Board. In this special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I speak exclusively with him, one-on-one. Kevin, it is so good to see you.
Same here.
I appreciate it.
I got to meet you.
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, let's go back down memory lane because I officially met you at Jim Finch's 90th birthday roast a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, you did.
And at the time, I didn't know who you were, but you approached me and you told me that you actually watched most of my interviews.
Yes.
At the time, too, I was thinking, who is Kevin Hollingshead?
Yes, sir. I am just a citizen of Charleston County, born and raised, got educated at Benedict College. And I, at our institution, we were charged with instructors like Larry Thomas, who's deceased now, with doing good in your community. And my role took me into the career of law enforcement at first. And, you know, it was a very humbling experience. I got to see a lot of things I was sheltered from in life as a sibling in my family. But it was a good awakening experience. I spent 13 years in law enforcement, worked in Richland County, yes. Worked in Charleston County for Sheriff Al Cannon. And I got out and, you know, got into the private sector, but I also started my mission in working with students within our community. Right. A fraternity brother of mine, Clifford Bush, and I, back in the day, we used to charter buses from Charleston County and around surrounding areas and take them to Benedict for high school day. One young man, I think you know him, his name was Antonio Ellis.
Probably. And
Antonio was a Burke graduate. Mr. McLeod asked me if I would help him. Antonio was a phenomenal band player, but his GPA was not a par to go to a USC or a Clemson or anything like that. So we carried him on an excursion to Benedict. One thing I can tell you about my institution is that Benedict will give you a way in, but you have to work your way out, and that's good. And so Antonio got his acceptance from Benedict. He graduated from Benedict. He went on to get 2 masters, a PhD, and now he's on the board of staff at Howard University. As you saw on my Facebook page, he reached out to me last year and wanted to thank me for giving him the opportunity to succeed in life. But not only that, I started seeing hundreds of other children, families that I actually helped over the years saying the same thing. My life has been that of reaching for the best of our community and trying to get them to excel. There's record of that, no disputing it. Families like James Brown, that graduated from Benedict also, went to Burke, Donnell Butler, Bertie Bain from West Ashley went to Middleton High. There's a tremendous amount of families that I was blessed to be an assistant to help them succeed in life. So that's probably part of my story. My late wife, Monica, was a school teacher. We have 3 children together that, you know, we reared. And my sister Karen was, late sister, was a principal in Charleston County Schools also. And our family has just been one of a community family for generations.
Wow. Let's talk about now. Obviously, you're running for Charleston County District 4 for the Charleston County School Board.
Yes.
There's a lot of people running for that particular seat. Mm-hmm. And I was actually fascinated by the Chronicle headline about you that states, quote, "A new voice that speaks loud" in regards to the article that they did on you. And that has me thinking, you know, Kevin, how will you get your voice heard on the Charleston County School Board?
Well, Quintin, I can tell you my experience in life, going back again, I was a page in the State House. For Herbert Fielding, McKinley Washington, and the late Don Holt. I learned about legislative procedures back then and Robert's Rules of Orders. My experience moving along, I was chairman of the Charleston County Parks and Recreation Commission. I got things done by working with people, even when we differed on opinions. I was good. I was a good advocate to work on them to change either their opinion or soften their approach in dealing with issues. So I think that is my strong point. Not that my size or anything like that. It's just that I'm very good at talking and advocating for issues I feel passionate about.
Describe to me the following in one word: sex education curriculum.
Lord, someone emailed me about that this morning.
Wow.
On my Facebook page. That is a tough issue. I can only tell you relating to my experience with my children.
Okay.
I did not, I'm not saying it's right or wrong, I did not have that discussion with my kids when they were in the middle school era. I knew it was very pregnant amongst kids. I coached in the community. I had kids at family different from their raising than mine. Some of the kids were sexually active. I didn't allow that in my household. I didn't allow that promiscuous attitude in my household. That is something that has to be between the parent and their child. I know I set the example that is an issue that may not should be in school, but there's issues that should be set up. The children are based upon being successful. I think that's what I did as a household. I worked on my children being successful. If you concentrate on things like that, they become more dominant in their life. All the kids that I were able to touch, young people, that I was able to touch along my children, I talked about success. I talked about what do you want to be in life. Now, don't get me wrong. I had some that talked to me about, sex issues, and I just told them, you got plenty of time for that. You need to be focusing on where you need to be. Quintin, I actually even told them my shortcomings. See, a lot of adults don't do that. They don't talk about their shortcomings for the student to learn how to be successful. I had plenty of kids that would talk to me about things, and I said, look, I've been down that road. This is where I made my mistake. This is where I tried. Don't make the mistakes I made.
Coherent governance.
Well, being able to articulate, getting people to understand you, to basically know your positions, listen to their positions, having a two-way streak of communication. Sometimes you're not going to be able to please everybody, but you have to do what is best for the body as a whole. I guess that's about best. I can say I can best answer that for you.
Stone Park Elementary.
As far as what now?
Well, they're going to be, the Charleston County School Board would like to, basically try to keep that open as possible. And
you know what? I have to take a closer look at that if I'm elected.
Okay.
Most of the decisions are based upon economics.
Okay.
What I can tell you, what I speak passionately about,
Okay.
is making sure our kids have the best education possible for succeeding. That particular geographics of its community needs to be looked at. The balance of students with black or white needs to be looked at.
Okay.
I'm more concerned about things like from the Cradle to Success report,
Right.
that we have 82% of African Americans not reading at a third grade level. But look at this, we have 49% white that are not reading at a third grade level. When you get to the math component, 71% of African Americans are not college ready, and I think it's like 62% of whites are not at that level either. Those are issues I think we all need to come together to address. We wrestle over schools and territories. I understand that, but I'm more concerned about children being prepared for life. We need to make sure that they're getting what they need at the elementary level, middle school level, which are very pertinent areas, and transitional stage. That when we're losing kids going to high school, I feel personally, and this is my experience from a parent, I had to make some hard choices with my youngest son, Jordan. My daughter and son, I kind of worked through it after my wife passing. My daughter's excellent in education. My son, Kevin Jr., I had to be more applied with him. Jordan was gifted, but Jordan got was educationally gifted, but he had to. He was at the middle school at Military Magnet, just to give you an example. Man, every day they had a fight when he was there. My son said, "Dad, I shouldn't have to go to school to be subject to a fight." He got off the bus one day, and one of his good friends, they're still friends today, got egged into a fight. And I noticed he came home and he was huffing mad. And he said, "Daddy, he should have known better. But they pushed him into a fight." That's at middle school. Kids are very active and very, curious and they're exploring their boundaries. Some are good, some are bad. We have to make sure, I think, that we lessen the size of middle schools, have more controlled environment where we can teach the kids. We also have to have dedicated teachers. I know we have some good teachers in the system, but we have to make sure we have teachers in the system that can actually handle that delicate stage of children actually growing, and just exploring themselves. That's very important to me. I come from experience as a parent, as a community leader, as a person that actually served in government. So I bring all those to the table.
And let me talk to you about the budget deficit. How would you describe that in one word?
This is what I was told. I have to get some questions if I'm elected. Not that I feel good I will be. This is how government works. The county government gives the school district its millage increase, or tax increments for the year. The school district then plots its budget. Somewhere along the line, somebody, from what I was told, got this increase from the government. The check didn't come yet, but this is what they had. They spent the money before they had it. And then the county made a mistake. And then they turned around and everybody did the blame the finger thing. With me, I think we need to do transparency. I think we need to do external audits of the school system to see how it operates, see what we can improve, see if we can cut corners. I think we need to build what I call trust in the community. Trust in the community, and they knowing that we're doing right by their funds, bring about better changes to improve things in our county. To implement money where it needs to be, or go for maybe a millage increase or a tax increase or property increase. We have to restore that trust. I understand that they're doing that now. They have a good accountant on board, but I still have questions. I think the external audits, I think that'll give the public a better knowledge of what's going on. When you do things of hiding, concealing, or giving the idea that you're doing that, you leave yourself vulnerable for questions down the road.
Let me talk to you about the people. You spend a lot of time in the North area talking to people about your ideas for the Charleston County School District and the board. What are you hearing from people as we sit here right now?
I have gotten great accolades. People voting for me. They want a fresh voice. I endured the endorsement on both sides of the fence from teachers that have known my family legacy, retired principals. I received the endorsement of the chamber. I received the endorsement of the Trident Real Estate Association. But that came from a lot of hard work that I put into the community and serving our county. That they know that I understand government and I will do the right thing for everybody. I champion and work with outreach programs, basketball camp with Coach Bree Love and myself. we put together to help kids do things during the summer, constructive things, to help them reach their goals. I'm very proud of that, and I feel good. Reverend Ed McLean, who's one of my chairpersons of my campaign, champions the cause. He knows my heart. I tell you one little story. If I'm elected, the rural areas will be represented well. I got to visit the church out in Orndale, Union AME Church, and it brought tears to my eyes. Not about the service, but about the way that the people pay taxes out there, and they're not represented right. In the town of Hollywood, the same thing. We need to find a way to bring government together. I think I can do that. To give those areas the amenities of life that they should have. Good educational 3-year programs to help bring children on course for the future. We need to do that also in Hollywood. Simple little things they need to enjoy, like aquatic centers. I talked to Councilman Teddy Pryor, and he actually, I am so sorry.
No worries.
To Councilman Teddy Pryor, and he assured me that he liked the ideas I'm talking about, and he will work with me on that. We need to try to improve the life of the people out that way.
Yeah, I understand.
And we need to do that. We don't know how long we're going to be on this earth, but we are charged. Again, this goes back to what I learned in my college. We are charged by trying to do the best for the ones that don't have a voice. But there's a way to go about it.
Yeah.
You know, when I received those endorsements from the chamber and the Trident Association of Realtors, I didn't hide who I was. I'm an African American who loves his people. But there's a way to get it done. And I said, one of the things I explained to them, that I used to work for Sheriff Al Cannon. And Sheriff Cannon was this guy that actually, in his younger days, was one that actually wanted to enforce the law, didn't think of nothing else. He's 70 years old today. I had this discussion with him recently. He talked about, Kevin, one thing I learned, that we can't keep locking people up. We got to find a way to reform people and make them productive citizens. You know, God does things in people's lives at whatever time it comes into. Here's a man that wants to do outreach and try to deter people from going to jail. I think it's going to take everybody, black and white. We all got to come together. We do have fears of each other, but I think we can overcome those things.
Okay. Well, Kevin Hollingshead, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate this.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Anytime.